Shalom. Want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, double honors to the elders, the great millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth, striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. This is Yahweh Tazah. Just coming back with another video real quick. Just want to go into, uh, just applying wisdom in this current stuff, these current situations that are going on in the earth right now, in the world, especially here in the United States, where you're being more or less you're going to be persecuted. You're going to be questioned, apprehended, might even be touched by these agents, right? These Edomites that are coming in like a flood. Um, so you want to use discretion, proper discretion. That's why I have the video, the definition up on here, and that goes into utilizing the wisdom that you have attained and what you've learned in the scriptures when dealing with situations that arise in your daily life, whether it be from a woman, children, family, financial, um, jobs, etc. And also, you have to utilize that when you're dealing with the enemy. Okay, and there's key points that Yahweh Shai has shown us, even within His walk on the earth, on how to deal with the enemy. So I want to pull out this word, this definition, real quick on discretion. It says, definition one, individual choice or judgment. At the letter A, letter B, it says a power of free decision or latitude of choice within certain legal bounds. So say, if one of these agents comes up to you, Border Patrol, right, La Migra, or the police, a police officer or a nice agent, whoever that falls within those legal terms, that give these people and individuals the authority to apprehend you and question you and things of that nature. You have to use discretion, okay? You have to use proper judgment when dealing with these people, okay? You don't want to be like the two-thirds. You don't want to be like the way the rest of the people are being. You need to move in silence. You need to move in, like the Lord said, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. And what turns away wrath? The soft answer, okay? And we already know how these Edomites operate. They love to be, they love for their ego to be stroked. They love for you to speak to them a certain way and lift them up, not to praise them, but there's a certain way you go about with dealing with Edomites. Okay, so utilize that and harness and contain your emotions and whatever the flesh may want to do in these situations, because in these times that we're in times where you can come up missing, man. You can be buried outside. You can find yourself being buried out in the wilderness somewhere, and nobody will ever find you. Okay, or you might end up in one of these concentration camps. You don't know, so you want to utilize discretion, wisdom, because that's what's gonna protect you and keep you in these last days. So let's go down to number two. It says the quality of having and showing discernment or good judgment. We all know in the scriptures it talks about having discernment, to discern between good and evil. All right, reading between the lines, reading the spirit. It says the quality of being discreet, circumspection, especially cautious, reserve, and speech. So you need to reserve. You need to hold and bite that tongue, because we know that the tongue is a little member, but it's like it caused a world of fire, a world of hurt. And then within that same thing, it contains life and death. So your mouth can potentially save your life by you holding it back and utilizing wisdom, being harmless, wise as the serpent and harmless as the dove, man. So keep that in mind in these last days. Keep that in mind in these days, in these times that we're in right now. Okay, the ability to make responsible decisions The result of separating and distinguishing. Read, know what time you're in. Okay? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are going to be the ones to fight for us. They're going to be the ones that are going to yell with a loud voice in these last days when it comes to us protecting ourselves. Right now, the brothers are out there that are crying aloud and sparing not. That's because we're the brothers are what you're doing is prophesying. That's your duty, your job. It's to prophesy and to preach unto the people right now. But there's gonna come a time where you ain't gonna be doing that no more. You're gonna be doing it in secret. But when it comes to dealing with the enemy, you ain't you don't need to be raising your voice to him whenever it comes to these certain situations you're gonna be faced with. Utilize the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, discretion. Okay. Let's see what else it says here in the bottom. Constraint, right? Discipline, refrainment, mhm, reserve, self-control. All right, then. So let's go over here to the scripture in Matthew 5 and 25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly. Now, every situation is going to be different, okay? But utilize what it is that the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has given you. That's given us on how to deal in certain situations, especially in these times that are coming. Remember the example that you had when you lashed out or you had something slick to say because it was your right. We don't have rights, man. This place is a prison. All that shit was to set up as an illusion to pacify the people, to try to put a blindfold over your eyes from what was done in the past or what's being done in secret. But the Lord ain't having that no more. That the Lord ain't pleased with that, and He'll never be pleased with that until this man's blood is poured out on the earth. Because He's coming back for the elect, whether you like it or not. You two-third Negro Latinos, the Native American Indians that resist the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that are comfortable in this time, that are complacent in this time. But come soon, you're not going to be that way because you're going to find out that the person that you choose to be in these high positions, is wants to destroy you and looks at you nothing more than but uh, a tool, a slave, an animal. All right. So again, in Matthew 5 and 25, it says, agree with thine adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Yeah, man. So you don't want to find yourself locked up in a cell, man, or a concentration camp. Utilize whatever it is that you can. What does Jacob Gaiquad's name mean? It's supplant. Okay? Depend and put your trust on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Don't let your left or right hand know what you're gonna do. Let the spirit flow. You ain't gotta talk your ass off or whatever, however the spirit may however the spirit let it happen. Let it flow. Put your trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai if you come across these individuals. Okay? Because we know some of us are going to be put in prison. Okay? Let's read on to verse 26. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid a uttermost farthing. Okay? And that might mean your life. It ain't gonna take no payments. You know what I'm saying? Put me on a payment plan. They call my bondsman. No, it might, and this time it's gonna be it's like life or death. That's what it is. So utilize that discretion, man. You be circumspect in these last days. Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Let me bring out another scripture. This is in the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days, but be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Right. So the Lord said, fight for, uh, how does it say, Salakia? Roughly paraphrasing, you know, stand for the truth and the Lord shall fight for thee. Okay. Remain faithful and the Lord shall fight for thee. So that's all I was saying. Let the spirit flow. But within all this, however the Most High have it fit for the individual brother, utilize wisdom and discretion, man. Because wisdom, knowledge, and understanding shall be the stability of our times and the strength of our salvation. The fear of the Lord is our treasure. Okay, this is our spiritual power, so we have to utilize it and let the Lord operate in the unseen. Because we got to remember the accounts where the disciples, when they were in prison, the angel let them out. You know what I'm saying? Opened up the gates that they were locked in the cell and let them out of the prison back to freedom. You got to remember the miracles and the power of Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh was going to send and sanction these angels to do those types of things again. But also at the same time, utilize discretion, utilize wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on dealing with the adversary, the serpent. Okay? Did not Yahweh create the snake? Did not Yahweh create this evil man, this madman? Do we not see these certain men out here that are able to uh, handle these cobras, that can whisper unto these cobras and enchant them? Not to enchant them as in a negative sense, but to as I stated, a soft word turneth away wrath. So did not Yahweh create these things, and did not Yahweh give us the power to handle these things? So remember that, man. But we also know that we're going to be put in prison. We're going to be tried. We're going to be, some brothers are going to be put to death. But it's going to be all to the glorification and to the rising, to them receiving the crown. They're going to be at peace. They're going to receive salvation. You cut any flesh and anything that you have tied to this world, you got to cut it off, man. That's something that I had to learn. That's something I had to learn within this time that I had been in the truth. Well, from since 2008 to 2009. Finally, 2009, I started going out. And in 2020, 2021, 22, 23, I was struggling doing the work until I just stopped doing it. But even within that, I still believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I believe in you brothers. You brothers out there doing the work still, fighting. And still to this very day, I still believe and have faith in my power. And you know, but it is what it is. Lord willing, God have mercy on me. Uh, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just from another brother to a brother, is utilize that, man. You know what I'm saying? Be wise in these days. Contain yourself. Don't let your emotions or your flesh get to you. Okay. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So, like in the past 5 years, 4 or 5 years, I had to learn to cut away these ties of, like, especially to my children. I was too emotionally attached to my children. And that's something that I had to learn. The Lord put me through to learn and understand that I had to cut. There was things that was binding me. Okay. But the Lord knows it ain't there's no secret, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but to you brothers out there, man, you know what I'm saying? You gotta cut whatever thing you're struggling with, you gotta hot head, whatever. You a hot head, you got a loose tongue, contain that. Utilize wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Discretion, okay? It'll get you a long way. It does. A soft answer turneth away wrath. So I just want to bring that out real quick to you brothers out there, man. You know what I'm saying? We already know not to have the fear. Don't have no fear dealing with no other human, you know, no individuals on the left hand side, 2/3. We know that. We believe we don't have no fear. We only fear Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. But still we got to utilize and be wise in these last days, man. Okay. So with that, I hope it was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom.